Today on Seat 11A, we are joined by Felix Strohbichler, CFO of Palfinger AG, for an elevator pitch presentation. Palfinger is a global technology leader in crane and lifting solutions, serving customers across construction, infrastructure, utilities, forestry, recycling, marine, and many other industries. In this presentation, management explains the company's equity story, competitive advantages, global growth strategy, profitability initiatives, and long-term financial ambitions. We are very pleased to have him here today. Felix, the floor is yours.
Welcome to the presentation of the half-year results of Palfinger AG. My name is Felix Strohbichler. I am the CFO of Palfinger. First of all, what is the equity story of Palfinger? What makes us unique? We are at the same time a technology leader in our industry and also the volume leader with the biggest market share. Secondly, our setup is highly resilient. On the one hand, we have a very broad product portfolio, we have a wide industry diversity, and we have a strong global presence across all continents with a consistent implementation of local value creation. Palfinger has a huge potential for growth. On the one hand, we have a momentum in Europe, and we focus on growth markets like North America, APAC, and marine, and especially we are pushing the service division. And last but not least, this growth momentum not only leads to an earnings potential per se, but also we have additional potentials out of digitalization, standardization, and footprint optimization. So what was the market development in the several regions? First of all, starting with North America. In North America, the tariffs were still weighing on the demand, as well as the war in Iran, which also put profitability under pressure. In EMEA, we have seen a strong momentum in Southern Europe for years now. Northern Europe also improved. Unfortunately, we did not yet see any impact from the German infrastructure package. Going to Russia, where we still have a setup which is ring-fenced, we have seen a further downturn, and at the moment there is no positive profit contribution from Russia. Going to Latin America, a volatile market, but on a good level in terms of performance, so stable, positive performance in Latin America. The marine division is very strong in terms of order intake. Several of our customer segments are performing extremely well, like offshore wind, cruise, oil and gas, so we can show a consistently high order intake. However, we also experienced in the first half year, due to the war in Iran, a decline in services in the Middle East, which is quite an important part of our marine business. And last but not least, if we look at APAC, we still do not see any recovery signals in China. On the other hand, India is developing very well and it remains the key growth driver for Palfinger. In response to the fact that key markets of Palfinger like Germany and the US did not develop as expected, we decided to launch a comprehensive efficiency program. The target is to save 25 million in structural cost in order to keep our structural cost base stable in 2027, despite inflation and despite still targeting, of course, growth. And this does also not affect Palfinger's capability to deliver on our 2030 growth targets. Coming to the outlook for the full year 2026, Palfinger is targeting for revenue and earnings above the previous year's levels. And looking at 2027, we will reach our financial target set for 2025, 2.7 billion euros, an EBIT margin of 10% and a ROCE of more than 12%, only later than planned. The financial targets for 2030, however, remain unchanged. Based on our strategy we communicated last year, reach higher, we are targeting more than 3 billion euros of sales from organic growth only, 12% EBIT margin, and 15% ROCE by 2030, of course, still maintaining our number one position in the market for crane and lifting solutions. Thank you for your attention.
Thank you, Felix, for presenting Palfinger. This presentation provided an overview of Palfinger's global market position, diversified business model, growth strategy, efficiency initiatives, and long-term financial ambitions. It also highlighted how the company combines technology leadership, global presence, and operational excellence to create sustainable shareholder value. You can find this video and many more management presentations from listed companies on Seat 11A. Thanks for watching, and we look forward to welcoming you back soon on.
Disclaimer. As described in the legal section on our website, seat11a.com, this publication is for informational purposes only. This means it is not intended to provide you with any investment advice. Any opinion or recommendation expressed by the companies is neither given nor supported by us and should not be considered investment advice from our side. Also, remember that any opinion or recommendation expressed is subject to change without further notice. The content is obtained from sources believed to be reliable, but we do not guarantee its accuracy, completeness, or timeliness. Seat11a.com and its employees disclaim all liability for any loss that may arise in any form from any use of the information in the video, audio, and on our website. We neither express any opinion on the future value of any security or other investment vehicle, nor recommend any investment based on the information provided. Please consider the publications and our website as a platform for companies to present themselves. You need to seek financial advice from an expert regarding the accuracy and appropriateness of the material presented or recommended by the companies in the publication. As we are just considered a publisher, we may hold and trade securities in the presenting company, whether it is a listed or private company. By consuming our content, you agree to these terms and the terms in our legal section on our website.